Hi, it's me. I'm still live. I'm gonna try not to be obnoxious chewing this gum either, because I know that annoys some people, so. But I'm an ex-smoker who's now just addicted to nicotine gum, so, you know. I figure it's still better than smoking. Although I still got cancer even though I quit smoking, so. Anyway, I thought it was time for an update, so I had to come out and get gas, and I'm just sick and tired of trying to film in my house because it's annoying. And finding light is annoying, especially on a day like today where you can tell it's shit. But of course it is. It's Halloween, so of course the weather is gonna be crap. It's bad. Apparently it's gonna turn to snow, which will suck. I really hope that doesn't happen. But anyway. So, update time, because I'm gonna try to make this video reasonably short so that uploading it isn't a huge pain in the behind. Tomorrow will be 1 month since I had the oncoplastic reduction with a complete axillary lymph node dissection, and today is 10 weeks since I finished chemo, so I'm still here, woohoo. As for the surgery, I wish that I had been more informed about it. I kind of feel like I was missing some really important details, like how long it was going to take to recover from it, the pain that I was going to be in, just a lot of things. They say not to go online and research for yourself, but honestly for me that's always been the best thing to do. So in this case I didn't, and I've been surprised for the last 4 weeks of my recovery. So basically, a lot of my incisions, most of my incisions have healed by this point. The only thing that's not quite healing, but they're not infected, they're just not completely healed over, are places where the internal dissolvable sutures poke out, which nobody prepped me that this was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. So sometimes, because your skin doesn't want them in, they'll actually like poke through the incisions because your skin's trying to get them out. And it's harder for, especially somebody who my immune system is still trying to, you know, bounce back from chemo. So I would assume that if it had just been a reduction, that they probably would be healing over a little bit nicer. But because I have a shit immune system still, I noticed that I'm having a harder time just in certain areas where they are. Some of them healed over fine, and I can see the stitch right underneath the skin, but some of them, like I can see when I take my bra off, especially the whiter, lighter bras, that there's a little bit of ew. So one of them I got impatient and I just yoinked on it and he did not come out. So I said to myself, okay, we're not going to do this again, self. But then a couple days ago, that was about a week ago, but then a couple days ago I was like, well, there's another one, we're going to try this one, and that one came right out, so that was fun. I'm trying not to freak out about these little purpley black stitches coming out of my skin, because apparently they will dissolve under the skin and the knots will essentially dissolve, so they will pull out, or your body will just push them out eventually because it doesn't want something like that inside of you. So I'm trying to be, you know, positive that I won't have these little fucking sutures all over the place. So in those areas, a lot of them, funny enough, are on my right side, not my left side, which is where my cancer was. So I had 3 around the actual areola, the nipple. One of the ones is one that I pulled out, so now I only have 2. Then I have one at the T line on that right breast where it like does the T from the anchor. And then I have one in the middle of that. The one in the middle of that's healing pretty good. And then on my left side, I have one at the T line too, but it's completely healed over. It's really just the stitch, and it's like white because I think it's like half dissolving and it gets softer every day. That's out, but it's sharp. And then I have one that's like about a centimeter, like, I don't know, like that long, about a centimeter long, that's right at the tail end of my incision over underneath here. And he's annoying. I pulled at him a little too hard and irritated the area, so now I can feel it like under my bra strap. But it's not infected, I'm watching it, but it's still irritating, and it's irritating that I didn't know that this was a thing. So for like a few days I tripped out over it, and of course I googled it, and Google said it was fine, don't panic. But I had Herceptin infusion a week ago, so I talked with the chemo nurses about it, because they're nurses, so you know, and they all said it was fine as well. So that's what's going on with that. In terms of my mobility, it's hard to demonstrate, but it's a lot better. I work on the mobility every day. I definitely have cording in here, but where I didn't expect cording was in my elbow, and I get it on both sides of my my wrist and this one actually goes up into my hand. So sometimes it feels bruised along here if I've strained that. So that was a bit of a surprise to me. But I work on that. There's exercises because I want full mobility back in that arm. So I work on that. I'm still working on that. I could definitely, because I have radiation starting in a couple weeks, I'm hoping. So I can definitely, because you got to put your arms behind your head. I can definitely do that, no problem, which is what my biggest concern was. I didn't want to delay radiation. So yeah, that's what's going on with my surgery. The pain is minimal now. It's still, it depends on what I do. If I do too much, it definitely still aches. But it's way better than it was. A few days ago, I actually didn't take any painkillers throughout the day just to see if I could get through the day. But I did too much that day, and then the next day I suffered a bit, so I took one. I didn't realize that I'd still be in pain a month later, so that's surprising. The swelling is still huge. My boobs are still pretty rock hard. And I've looked at a lot of videos from other women that have just had the breast reduction. It seems like after a couple weeks, their swelling goes down, but I don't know if it's because of my immune system or if I'm just lucky, but my swelling definitely hasn't gone down. My rib pain doesn't hurt anymore, or the cartilage in between the ribs apparently is what could be hurting, not the actual ribs. So that's pretty much gone away. So it means the bra strap underneath my breasts doesn't kill me to wear. So we're coming along with the breast healing. I'm excited to not have to sleep in sports bras all the time. I'm wearing a really slacker one today, but honestly, I'm just so sick of sleeping in a bra. And the internet said that you should wear them for 6 weeks because your boobs had like so much trauma that they need to reform themselves and you don't want them sagging. So I'm gonna do that, but my nose is itchy. Growing nose hair back, something nobody talks about, how irritating that can be for some of us. Because I had no nose hair for so long, now that it's coming back, it makes my nose itchy all the time. Oh, and my hair. I don't have a hat on today because I actually am growing hair. It still looks so thin. It seems so much thicker when I'm at home, but I'm sure someday it's gonna be thick again and I won't see my scalp through it. It's also light, very light, so if it were darker, I think it would look a little thicker, but it's not as dark as what it's gonna come in as. So anyway, what's happening next? So I always say so at the beginning of sentences. It annoys me. What's happening next is I have to go to the cancer center tomorrow to meet with my radiation oncologist. So I met with him way back in May. He was actually the first doctor at the cancer center that I met with. So I met with my family doctor, who sucked, my surgeon, who gave me quite a bit of info, but at that time he didn't know, he knew I was ER, PR negative, but at that time he didn't know if I was HER2 negative or HER2 positive. So my radiation oncologist, when I met with him the following week, he's the one that let me know that I was HER2 positive, which was a good thing because there's targeted therapies for that. He was also the one that told me that I have a cyst on my liver, which has been in my brain since this started because a part of me just is always going to think that it's metastasized cancer. But he assured me that it displayed everything of a cyst and that I didn't have anything to worry about. So I meet with him tomorrow. He seems pretty cool. I like him, or I liked my first encounter with him. He gets irritated when I talk about things that I've Googled, so I'm excited to tell him all the things I've Googled for radiation. Tomorrow I'll get my CT tattoos. So for radiation, they have to line you up perfectly. So I'm gonna get 3 or 4 tattoos on my body, just little pinpricks. They look like freckles, like black freckles. And I think I'll have to do the inspirational breathing because my cancer is on my left side, which is where your heart is. So basically, while I'm being radiated, I have to breathe in to a certain level to move my heart over so that it doesn't get the radiation. So that's a bit scary. It's also scary that our first snowstorm of the season appears to be coming for that drive. I mean, I guess I have to face this because radiation is going to be every single day, except weekends for 4 to 6 weeks. I won't know until tomorrow. And I guess winter's here in Northern Ontario, so I got my winters put on the day after that appointment. So great. Hopefully I can make it through that alive. Just have to do one appointment. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Emotionally, I'm drained. I'm getting scared because the process is not coming to an end. I still have radiation, which is a pretty major hurdle, but I'm scared because after that, we're not really doing anything except the Herceptin. So I know with my type of cancer that reoccurrence is more common in 2 to 5 years. So I'm scared of the next 2 to 5 years of my life and making plans and all that stuff that I didn't realize came with cancer before. I'm either not sleeping at night or I'm sleeping like 13 hours a day. I have no interest in doing things right now, which strikes me as mild depression, but that doesn't surprise me. But it sucks because I have time and I don't want to do anything because I've been in pain, because I've had no hair. I can't even go to the gym. I can't work out until 6 weeks is up from this surgery. So I feel like I'm just coasting through my life right now and just wasting days, which if your days are limited, which I'm not saying mine are, but if your days are limited, I don't want to look back on these days and feel like I just coasted through them, which is kind of how I feel right now. So emotionally, I'm not in a great place, but I am happy that my hair is growing because I don't feel like I look super sick. My eyelashes are coming in. My eyebrows are, I mean, I have shit eyebrows and eyelashes anyway, but they're back. I'm hairy like a beast. You could probably see it picking up from the light, all the peach fuzz on my face. My weight hasn't dropped any from chemo, which is shitty. It's another thing that I wish they would talk to cancer patients about, but nobody mentioned to me how much weight chemo can put on because of all the steroids, your lack of exercise. It just shoots your weight up, and that adds to that feeling of like sadness and depression and anxiety because your body image really changes. And definitely my body image is different. You know, you've got weight gain, no hair. Now I'm scarred, huge scars, which I'm sure will fade over time, but it's hard right now. I'm definitely a little bit scared of radiation. When I first started this process, I thought that would be the easy part of the process, but now that it's here, I've done a little bit too much looking into how radiation can cause secondary cancers, just what it's going to do to my skin, how it's going to affect the symmetry of my breasts if it shrinks up the skin, which it can for some people, the burns that you get. I don't want the tattoos on my body. I'm positive, but I'm positively over this. And yet also scared to go back to normal life because I don't know that I'll ever be able to take anything seriously after this again. So that's my update. It's not the best update in the world, but I'm not in the best place right now. So I will update more, hopefully, about radiation because I have to drive so much and I'll have so much empty time, like 3 hours of driving every single day. And then I have to do just like a 20-minute appointment. I'm hoping that I can update more. If anything exciting happens tomorrow, I might do a quick update video, but I think that all we're gonna do tomorrow is the CT, the tattoos, and then according to the schedule that the chemo room has, I start my radiation on the 15th, and hopefully I'll be done before Christmas. That's, we're gonna be cutting it close, but my brother's coming home for Christmas with his daughter, and I'd really like to actually enjoy some time for the first time in like months with family. So yeah, I hope everybody's well. If you like this video, give me a like. If you want to comment below, say something nice. I'll delete your mean comments. Just remember that. And share it if you think it'll help somebody. I know it was a pretty depressing video, so it probably won't help anybody, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm still alive, still fighting the good fight. So, bye.